Hey Shrikant, can you hear me?
Hello.
Hello.
So,
Yes, I can hear now.
okay, do you have any defined items to learn? Because I have not prepared anything. So, I'm
Actually,
just
I have zero knowledge in Python, bro. I know only
okay,
just the basic. I just went through the basics. That's it.
okay, okay,
Yeah, so we can
okay,
start from there.
okay. We start learning this Python environment and Git workflow. This one,
Okay.
okay. So here, first we start with here how to isolate this project dependencies with virtual environment and how to organize our Git history with feature
Mm-hmm.
branches and how to write commit messages so that our team will love. So that is the good way of doing some commits and how to collaborate with pull request. So by the end we will have this one real repository on our GitHub and we opened one first PR. So here first we'll try to create our virtual environment. So first this Python environments they are like uh, why we need them is imagine you are working on a project that needs Django 3.2 and you have another project that project needs a different version of Django. Suppose it is a 4. So we need isolation. So here we need to handle these versions separately. So this is the reason we need our separate our project level virtual environment so that it will be self-contained folder and it has its own Python interpreter and packages. So we are not conflicting with our global environment like our PC. For example, if
No.
I take my PC, I what I do, I try to separate doing this Python development from this C drive because my C drive is going to fill eat all this space. So what I need to do, I need to point all these Python modules somewhere in other drives where I have this space. So
Oh,
this is one real example you will face in real time. So here first we take our so I go with this one Vision Studio, I believe. Yeah, this is the editor I use. New window. So here anyway we are not going to need everything, but so here I create Python day one. This is my terminal. So I open my terminal. So anyway, I have my project. I mean, this is the day one, right? So here I can create another. It is not required, but let's yeah. This is my Python project. Okay, I created one folder and I'm going to move. Okay, otherwise I can go to open folder. I want to work in this location. So I'm in my right working folder. So here first we need to create our virtual environment. So the command is python 3 -m venv and This is our environment name. Uh, we, we are giving some name, venv. You can give any other name. So this is very common to remember. So not recognized. Okay. So for me it is Python dash m venv. So I have this virtual environment. So here all this configuration we have, all these configuration variables, home. This is our Python compiler, and the version we are using in this project 3.12. So this is our Python executable location, and all these commands will run from there. And we have some libs. These are all pip and include. We no need to worry about this. So after
Mhm.
we need to activate this virtual environment so that we can start installing all our required Python packages. So for that, I'm using Windows. So my command is going to be like this: venv. I have scripts and I'm activating it. I have scripts and I'm
This
activating.
is to activate like CMD or command prompt, those kind of things, bro. I
Activate
mean,
means here we are going to activate our virtual environment. So we have
okay,
this executable, this batch file.
okay,
So when you execute, once it successfully activated, you can see your virtual environment like this. Okay.
okay.
And so by seeing this, you will get to know that okay, I am working inside my virtual environment.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now this is
Okay.
done. Now you want to see which Python I'm using. You can say which Python. Okay, it is not working. Why? Which is not recognized. Okay.
Maybe we need to mention that script file, exact script file name. Is that
Yeah, yeah. Let me see. Pip command ran Python. Okay. Okay. We have inside this Vision Studio. We have PowerShell. So I'm using
yeah?
PowerShell here.
So
So
we need to activate .ps1, I think so. Yeah.
here I'm saying get command Python.
Okay.
So it will give you all your selected Python details. So here I can see we are using 3.12 version. So in that
Okay.
way you will get to know that you are using which Python version. And
Okay.
next we are going to create one file. I would say main.py, and here I'm simply say print say hello pr. Okay. Next, I want to run this. Yeah. So this program got run. So it is printing that output hello PR. So this is done. Now we need to commit our changes. So have we created? Yeah. Let me see. I'll say git add dot. So this is for our initial commit on by default it is our main branch.
Okay.
Okay. So not a Git repository. We have not initialized our Git repository yet. So let me clear Git init. So first we need to initialize our repository. So here we initialized our this repository. Okay, initialized our empty Git repository. Now we can run git status. Okay, on branch master, no commits yet. So we have
Mhm.
main.py and venv. Yeah, these things. So we are not going to commit venv because it is a virtual environment and it is nothing to do with our that committing things. So
Okay.
uh, it is like a unwanted uh, folders for this git. So what we are going to do, we need to create our gitignore. So this file we use for uh, we instruct git that to ignore few files whichever we want. So
Okay. So we need
here,
we need to create that file up, bro.
yeah,
That
yeah,
gitignore.
yes,
Okay.
yes. Sometimes, I mean, if you are doing some other way, by default it gets created. But here we
Yeah.
don't have
So
this.
usually I see in IDs nowadays that
Yeah,
dot git ignore it will be creating automatically.
yes.
In yeah. Okay.
So as a developer, it is better to learn from the basics now. So we
Scratch. Yeah.
need
Yeah.
to
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
avoid all these
I have a doubt.
automated things.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. I
So
have a doubt. So that's the reason I
yeah.
have.
So here we have for now venv folder. So we are saying venv. So in future, if we have this PyCache folder, so this is a cache folder. Then
Okay.
yeah, we are saying that we don't need to commit this one, and we are also saying if there are any pyc extension files, we are not going to commit to our git. So that one.
Okay.
After that, you can say cat git ignore. So here we are trying to see what are the content this git ignore has. Now we can see
Mm-hmm.
all these three lines of yeah. After that, you can simply say git add dot. So I'm going to commit everything. Okay. Now I need to do git commit, and I need to give some message. So here I'm saying for this is my initial project with venv and dot git ignore. So this is my commit message. Okay. Now master root commit. This is my commit ID core initial project. Okay. And created these files. Now, okay, this is done. We just committed some message here, but we have not published. So what else we have? Okay, we did commit. Okay. Now we need to connect this to our GitHub, okay, to push this to our main branch. So for that we say git remote add this origin to you can okay. So here let me so this is my GitHub and I would say Python Git workshop.
So here you are creating a new repository, bro.
Yeah, let me try. Yeah,
Okay.
I think it got created successfully. Let's say Git branch main and going to push. origin main. Okay, origin does not have appear to be GitHub repository. Okay, please make sure you have access rights. So I have not created this repository, so I'm just checking. I need to rename git remote, rename origin, and git push origin main. Repository not found. Anyway, we don't have. So remove the. Let me first create this repository. So first I'll come here. Okay. So this is my repository, and I'll say new. Okay. And here I'll type that repository name. Okay. Day one. And you can give some description. Okay. This is my first Python and Git workshop project. Okay. And we have this visibility. You can say if you want to keep this repository as a private, then you can select private. If you want to keep it as a public, you can keep as a public. So you have that option. That is your choice. And start with template. We don't have anything. If you want to use any existing templates, you can use. And add readme file. uh, if you want, you can enable. Otherwise we can create it manually, and we can go with the create repository.
Okay.
Okay, now we have our repository created. We need to link this to our local folder. Here, let me clear. Now here I need to say git remote add origin, and this is my repository. Okay, remote origin already exists. Git remote. Okay, origin we already have. Okay, so it is pointing to some wrong URL. So git remote. We need to set the URL origin, and this is our correct one. This is the correct one. Okay, and if I say okay origin. Okay. Mm, now you can say git push you origin main. So now we are pushing our commits. Okay, it got successful. So okay, is this font size right for you? Are you able to read?
Yeah, that's fine for me.
Okay, okay, yeah. Now let me check. Here is our browser. This is our first commit.
Okay.
This is our commit ID, and two files got committed, gitignore and main.py. Okay, so our commit got successful. What next? So our local setup is done, and we committed to this GitHub to our main branch, and it is visible. And what else we have? Okay.
I have a
Now,
question, actually.
yeah,
So Basically, if we push whenever our code to the main branch instead of the future branch or develop branch, so it will start automatically deployment, or we have to initiate it. I mean, in our
We,
local, I'm asking about in our local.
um, yeah, I mean, to execute all these CI/CD pipelines, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you need to configure in your GitHub action, uh, so that we will check later. So there
Okay.
you need to give all your those actions here, so that whenever um, you do any kind of commits, uh,
Okay.
your a cloud your cloud server like a Azure cloud, so they will communicate, and they will trigger releases, doing
Okay.
releasing to your environment pipeline, like that.
Okay. Okay.
Or if you have your some website like a Vercel, so yeah, Vercel, so they allow you to deploy your websites. So here,
Is it free or
yeah, this one is free for
okay.
only, I mean, non-commercial use only. If you are getting high traffic, then they will charge you. So for you
Okay.
it is like a, if you have some uh, yeah, I mean, it is a website which is not getting much attention, then okay, you can keep it, like
Okay.
here what I have done. So this is my personal, some a personal portfolio. So I just kept this as a learning purpose. So it is still working. So they are not charging anything, because this website doesn't consume any traffic, any bandwidth. So they are not bothering about my, yeah, me. So here they have all these triggers. So whenever you do any commits in your repository, that notification from these actions will be notified to this Vercel, and Vercel will do deployment. So
Okay.
they have that yeah, that link. So
Okay.
whenever you do any commits, it will execute that CI/CD pipeline. Okay, let me try this one. Creating feature branch. Let's see. Yeah, you can. I'll take screenshots otherwise. And now let's see if we can create feature branch. If I say git checkout, I say
Mhm.
branch feature add greeting function. Okay, so here I'm trying to create my feature branch. Now I'm switched to my feature branch. Here
Okay.
you can see feature add greeting function.
Mm-hmm.
This we have here. Okay, we have feature branch. Okay, now you can make any changes here. You can add some, just pass one argument and return. Okay, hello, and name, whatever name they passed. If name main, so this is our basic main.py. We just added some function and this main block. Okay, so here the, yeah, if you see this one name, it is a special variable. It is a built-in variable in our Python. So here we are checking if it is a main. If it is a main, if this module main module is executed, then that then we are calling this statement. We are saying print greet, this is the function, and it is going to print this one, hello, some world. So after this, okay, if you run this, okay, hello world, okay, this is working. Now we can go back to our feature branch. can say git checkout main. Okay, switch to main. Your branch is up to date with the main. Okay, it is up to date. And
Okay. Here, why we are doing Git checkout main, bro? I mean, we are working on future branch, right?
yeah, yeah. I want to commit to this feature branch. So
Okay. Before that, we need to get all the data.
it is not required. Yeah, let's see to verify git branch. Now I want to commit to this feature branch. So I need to check out this branch. Okay, it is already there. Okay, now we are at our feature branch. And, let me add main.py and we'll give some commit. So in our feature branch, whenever we do any commits, we'll begin with feat. It is a short form of feature. And what feature we added? We added some function, some greet function we added, okay, with parameter. Keep it precise and meaningful. Okay, done. Now you can verify your commit by saying git log one line. Okay, we yeah, this is done. We just verified our commit. Now you can push. Okay, you need, yeah, let me see here. Okay, now git push to origin. Okay, now we are pushing the branch to that GitHub. Okay, it is successfully done. Now we need to check out our feature branch, add greeting function. Okay, it is already there. Okay, it is already there. We already did. Next, okay, feature add greeting function has recent pushes. Okay, so now you need to do that PR. So here you can see this is our pull request, and you need to click this compare and pull request. It is like assume that you are a team leader and you have team members and someone worked on feature branch and they did commit and they are asking you to do code review. So they did. So you need to do some code review. Okay, is it standard? They are following all these style guides or not? So everything once you verify, you can give some comment like approved something and create pull request so that it will merge to your main branch. And GitHub says okay, no conflicts with the base branch. Okay, merging. Okay, merge pull request, or you can see what else we have: squash and merge, rebase and merge. That okay, that is not required at all. So let's merge and saying confirm merge. So now our changes got merged to main branch. Okay, this is the one, and here you can come and see your pull request. Okay, you can see closed. So this is the one pull request you just closed. Okay, so here
Yes.
we created pull request and we reviewed that code. and merged that feature code changes to our main branch. Okay,
Okay.
so this is done. And what else we have? Branching strategy. This is done. And what else we have? Commit conventions. So here in our Git commit, we have some conventions like this. So here feature like if you're adding any new feature, you are working on some feature, then you need to say FEAT feature, that is a short term to uh, it is like a other developers can easily understand on which feature uh, who worked on it. And if you fixed some bug, you can say fix. Okay, fix and colon, and you can start writing like this. Okay, feature. So which feature you worked on? You are saying I worked on this authentication thing. So what have you done? I added this OAuth 2 login button. And if you fixed something, you can say fix. It is a convention for this fixing bugs. And what you fixed? API thing. So what are the
Okay.
what are the main thing you fixed? You handled empty response from slash users API thing. Okay, slash users API. So there you fixed some empty response thing. And if you
Okay.
are doing some documentation, then you will say docs colon, and what have you done? You say I updated that documentation for installation guide something. So if you follow these conventions, then your GitHub that commit history looks readable and easily understandable, and easily can do filtering also. So that is
Okay.
for a scrum master who were watching all these your git commits. They can easily understand, okay, this developer is following good conventions. And yeah, if you're fixing some styling thing, you will say style. So that is the one. And if you are doing some code changes or fixes nor adds feature, you are doing some refactoring thing, then you would say refactor. If you are working on some test cases, you say test. If you are doing some maintenance task, you say code. Okay, so this is the GitHub that a commit a conventions we need to follow. And what else we have?
Is it necessary or only some companies will follow this?
It is like a readable, so that even
Okay.
for you, if you are on leave and you came back after 2 weeks, so so when you see all your these messages, these commits, you can easily recollect. Okay, I have worked on this fix, so I did commit. So if your manager asks, what have you done before going on leave, so you can easily show, i I fixed this commit on this date. So it is like a easily readable, and you can easily remember. And even your manager also, if he says, you can easily they can also easily understand, okay, this guy is following some good conventions like that. So this is must, not only for team members, for you also, so to avoid these headaches in future. And what? So this is the one. What else we have? PR process. So let's do PR process. Okay. We already saw that pull request, but there we we supposed to do some more proper documentation type of messages here. I simply said approved, but this is not good one. What actually we solved here? So what business logic we solved? So let me give more details on it. So, for example, if I'm doing some modification here, hello, okay, some test I added. Whenever you are doing some commit, right? So here you need to give some detailed um, uh, details items what we have done. So it is like for documentation purpose. You can provide some summary I added some reusable function and another one why you added. So we needed some standard greeting utility function and testing also. So you can say how to run this the I mean how to test this feature. So there you need to give some instructions so that other developers if someone is doing testing so they can easily understand that one. And you can also provide some unit testing checklist what are the things need to be there uh, to confirm that it is performing well. So it is like some documentation, some instructions you need to provide so that other developers can easily take take this your work and they can perform their own task. Yeah, that is it. It is only for documentation purpose, like a code review. Yeah.
Okay. So this is done after raising PR or
Yeah, after rising PR. So here during PR, here you can provide your details here, and after that, who were doing this merging thing, they will view all these messages, and and top of that, they can add their own comments. Okay, it is only for documentation purpose, so that
oh,
in future if something happens then they can easily go back to this PR and they can recollect and they can work on it.
okay, got it.
Because in software development documentation is a top thing. So coding comes secondary, so documentation is a must.
I mean, every day we need to uh, pull the updated data from the Git, right?
Yes,
I
yes,
mean, every day.
correct,
So how
correct.
we will do that?
So here, for example, if you are working on feature, then just you need to select on which branch you are working. If I'm working
Mhm.
on my work, for example, I I'm working on this, then I select this branch and I check if other developers they did some updates, they did some commits, then you can say git pull. So now it is already up to date. If someone
Okay.
commits,
So,
then you will see
mm,
here all the
okay.
changes.
So it will automatically gets the data from develop branch, right?
If you want to pull from the main branch, you are working on feature branch, on main branch, other developers also committing their changes in main branch. whenever you come to the work, first you need to take latest code from the main branch, then only you can
Mm-hmm.
start working you on your feature branch. So
Okay.
whenever you come to, for example, if you are in main, so here whenever you come to for example, you are not in feature branch, then which command to use? You need to say git checkout. For example, by default, when you open your editor, it is showing main, but you should not work on main branch. You need to run this command git checkout feature branch, so that you will switch to your feature branch. Okay, and after that you need to pull all latest from main branch. So for that you will say git pull origin is main. Okay, so it will pull. So it is saying, it is fetching all the latest from the main branch. Okay, you have it now, and after this you can start working on your changes, and you can commit your changes to your feature. And after that you can, yeah, after that you will see here your PR request here pull request, and someone will do code review and they will merge all these code changes. Okay, and yeah, so that is the one. So whenever you say git pull, it performs two two things. So one is it will do internally git fetch and git merge. So it is if you want to fetch only, then you can run git fetch. If you want to, at the end you want to merge your changes, then you can say git merge. So yeah, individually also you can run, or you can simply say git pull. And what else we have? uh, Git pull that will merges all your changes. And if you want a cleaner history, you could use git rebase. Okay,
Okay.
git rebase. You say git fetch origin main. Okay, does not appear to in git repository. Could not read remote repos. Please make sure correct access right. Okay, this is, yeah, this is wrong command. It's supposed to be like this. Okay, git fetch origin main. Okay, you can do like this also. You can fetch, and you can rebase. Cannot rebase, you have unstaged changes. Please commit and or stash them. So right now we don't have anything, so it is giving that error. So it is like if you have worked on something, then you need to stage your changes, then it will do that rebase. Yeah, you can do some more practice on these git commands. And if you want, we can continue. What else we have? Yeah, next we can start looking into REST API fundamentals with the FastAPI.
Yeah.
So have you tried this APIs in Python?
I have been just, I mean, went to just I have been looked at CRUD operations in fast APIs,
Hmm.
but not really much. But yeah, uh, I have been seen one time. I think day before yesterday. where I have been created this environment, virtual environment. Then I have been installed Ubicon. Then I have ran these all operations, and I have been seen backend UI in Swagger. I have
Hmm.
been used Swagger, but yeah, this is what I have been.
Okay.
Mm.
So mainly we use Fast API to develop these REST APIs in Python. So
Okay.
yeah. So
So
mainly
what's the difference between REST APIs and the fast APIs, bro?
REST API, it is a so first this API API, it is a set of rules that allows one application talk to another. So that is how one application and another application communicates using APIs. So these web APIs, they listen for HTTP request. So they are from browser, or if you have mobile app, you can send your request to another program or another server, and that receiver also, they can send back HTTP responses. So that is how these different programs, different servers, they communicate using API in HTTP request and HTTP response. So
Okay.
so what is REST? REST, it is a representational state transfer. So it is like a, it leverages existing HTTP protocols and defines a set of constraints that make APIs scalable, simple, maintainable. So what is that? So they have a few principles: client server separation, statelessness, cacheability, and uniform interface, and what else? They have code on demand. So we'll see. So client server separation, it is like a you have front end web app or any mobile app, and server, it is a backend or it is a database. So both are independent. So they no need to be in same server. They can be in different servers hosted. So they communicate only through request responses. So that allows each to evolve separately. So you can scale your REST API program. You can add new features to scale your REST API, and at front end also you can add more modules, more pages, more features to front end. So they are like a totally separated, but they are connected using this REST APIs. And statelessness, it is like a, that server won't remember anything about the client between requests. So they don't maintain any state, and every request must contain all the information needed to process it. So it is like a, whenever you tell to that server, you need to pass all your authentication, that data, everything you need to give every time. So in that way it is like a, it is easy for scaling, and it is easier recovery from failures also. So if you log in, server gives you a token, and you must send that token with every subsequent request. So
Okay.
in that way REST is helpful. I mean, they keep all these API calls secure. So they don't want their APIs misused by some hackers, something. So
Okay.
so once that user is authenticated and authorized, that server will give token to that client, and client whenever make any request to the server, it need to pass the token to the server. So server won't remember anything. So whenever you come to the server, you need to show your ID card, anything, any identity proof. Then only server will process your request. So that is a token. And for example, if you have like a chat gpt, like you have open AI, or if you have like a someone who is providing you these API keys, right? So so they need to protect their server resources. So here they will provide these API keys, right? So these API keys, whenever I want to use this resource, I will pass my API key to them. Then only they will understand, okay, this guy is a authenticated and authorized, and they will also check uh, what are they will check your like a credits, whether they have credits or not. Once they have credits, then only they will process. Otherwise they will say that, okay, you are not authorized. Even you are authorized, you don't have credits, then they will say you don't have sufficient credits to process your request. So here I need to add more credits, like that. So everything it is done using REST. So this is a real time example using this REST. And what else? We have this cacheability. Like responses must explicitly mark themselves as cacheable or non-cacheable. So here we have two options in REST, that whether you want to cache those results, or you want to make it non-cacheable. So caching can eliminate many client server interactions and improve performance. So if you want to cache these server responses, so here ultimately you are reducing server bandwidth, so that you can, within low cost, you are serving your request. And sometimes
What does mean caching means exactly?
caching, it is like a you are preserving that responses. For example, if someone come and they'll say, like if they say India something, uh, okay, India news, okay. So this is what I said, India news, okay. Like me, there are millions of people, they are also looking at the news. So here I- so here if I type India news, like me, there are many people, they are also typing on same keyword India news. So here if you are it is like a repetitive thing, right? So here you need to protect your servers also, because you have millions of requests hitting to your server. So you need to reduce that load, you need to optimize that processing. So for that you need to do caching. Okay, that is the one. It is like a, once you are doing caching, right? That server response already in that cache. So second time if someone is hitting that same query, it won't go to that server. It will come from that server cache, and it will come back to you. So in that way it will foster. And some cases you don't need this caching thing, security purpose. So there you can avoid not caching thing. And layered system, client cannot tell whether it is talking directly to the server or to an intermediary load balancer, cache, or proxy. This allows adding security, compression, load balancing layers without changing client code. Okay, so here we have separate client and server. So between client and server, there can be uh, anything like we can have load balancer, we can have cache servers, we can have proxy servers. So like that, we can have n number of servers mid of client. All REST APIs share common way of interacting. So here resource identification in request. So each resource, example user, they are identified by unique URLs. So here, if you, yeah, if you see your Swagger, right? Swagger docs, you will find all your resources like this: user, okay, and login and upload. So these are all like resources. So so you can identify your resources by following these REST API things. Okay. So here each resource they have some unique name, that resource name, and you can process like if I have users resource, and there I want to access user with ID 47, and here also you can I want his details, okay, or I want his profile, or some changing their password, so anything. So in that way you can build your resources and they are easily identifiable. And resource representation, server sends representation of the resource, like that server can do processing in JSON format or XML format. So that also you can mention in in those REST APIs. So by default it is a JSON only. And what else? Self descriptive messages. Each message contains enough info to understand how to process HTTP methods, status code, headers. Like in your Swagger documentation, you can find all these documentation. That is a detailed thing. So during developing these writing this REST API code, there you will write all these detailed sections so that Swagger can generate well documented documentation for this REST APIs. Executable code to extend client functionality. And this REST APIs, uh, they can like they can send executable code like JavaScript to what extend that client functionality. So that is also possible using REST APIs. It is like you want to dynamically load some scriptings when that REST API calls. So here this REST that uses standard HTTP methods to perform operations on resources. Okay, so what are they? They have this get and post, put, patch, delete. Okay, so here get means it is like a reading the data from the resource, or you can say retrieving a resource or list of resources. So Idempotency, a property where making the same request multiple times has the same effect on the server as making it just once. Okay, idempotency. Get it is a it follows idempotency, and post it is to creating things. So there you are creating new resources like a you want to you have registration form and someone is registering. So once they fill details and click register, so there at backend you're calling post method and you're sending that data to that db, and db insertion is successful, then you will send success response to that client. So here you are using post to create new registered user at, at your resource. So that is a creating. And put put means it is like a updating any existing resource, like a uh, that a registered user they want to update their some contact details, something address, something. So they can go to their detail page and they can update their details and they say click update. So at backend we are calling put http method and we are passing that updated data to that server, and it will update that particular record. And we have patch, it is partially update existing resource. So it is like a it is modifying that of a resource. So it is also similar to put, and put do that full update, patch will do partial update. And we
Okay.
have delete, it is like a deleting, like a removing that resource. Okay. And what we have, yeah, these are all status codes whenever that server sends these code status codes to that client. So once that client receives 200, uh, that meaning okay, that means that the request action was successful. And 201 created, so new resource was created. Like if you say post, you are creating new resource and server will respond with 201, like that. And 202 accepted, the request was received but no modification has been made yet. 204 no content, the request was successful but response has no content. So these status code, they are very important to remember, so that you can analyze uh, if you are doing debugging thing, you need to analyze that responses. So if you know these status codes, then you can easily understand what exactly happening. So it is like sometimes you are expecting some response from the server, but server is saying 204. So if you know that meaning of this code, then you can easily understand and you can do some more updates at your code. So like that. And 400, it is a bad request. That a request was malformed. It is a bug from developer end. So developer can start working on it and they can fix that request. 401 unauthorized, that client is not authorized to perform. So it is like a you need to restrict any resources which are like a very important thing, like a they are only accessible for registered users. So there you can implement this thing, unauthorized thing. So it is like if someone is logged in but their credential invalid, then from the backend you can throw this status code 401. And yeah, once that front end receives 401, you can, I mean, the front end get to know that okay, it is unauthorized. So you can display some pop-up message saying that you entered invalid login details, please re-enter valid. So it is like a context based error messages you can show to your user. And requested resource was not found. So they are requesting some resource, but it not exist at that server. So unsupported media type request data format is not supported by the server. It is like a, you have file upload, and there you are expecting only PDF files, but user is uploading some MP3 file. So there you can throw this error saying that it is a unsupported media 415. An unprocessable entity request data was properly formatted but contained invalid missing data. Okay, that request format is good, but they are missing some key details, key data. So that server unable to process that request because of that. So it will, you can throw this status code 422. And internal
Okay.
server error 500, that means server through error when processing the request. So server unable to process the request, or that server doesn't exist, it is down, then it will obviously throw internal server error. So that is 500. So remembering these status codes, it is mandatory. So then only you can do your debugging, your continuing some uh, coding thing. And
Okay.
code range, here you have this range. If status codes are beginning with 2 x, it is like they have only 3-digit code. So some are 2, 3, 4, 5. So 2 means successful operation. So whenever you see here 2, it is a okay, created, accepted, no content. It means 200 means it is successful, but we don't have data. Okay, that is fine. Well, sometimes server process, but it won't uh, send any content. It is not required. Some cases. So front end says, okay, I don't need something. You just process it. Uh, you just send me some 200 status code, and I'll understand it is successful. And 300 means a redirection based status codes. 400 means client error. Client or developer did some uh, yeah, undoable thing, then that is comes under 400. 500 means server
Okay.
error. Okay. If server is down, server is some database servers are down, then you will get 500 errors.
Mhm.
And API endpoints, yeah, this is how you say customer slash you already saw that Swagger documentation. This is how you see all your controls resources. Okay, slash customers, it is a get, means you are getting list of customers. Slash customers, you have this customers resource, there you are trying to get single customer, so customer ID. And slash customer, that resource can perform get request, that can perform post request. So if you say get, that only get, it is post, then it can create new resources, new customers. And put, to update any customer, you need their ID. So here we are saying customer ID, we can perform put. Patch, same thing. delete, same thing. Okay.
Okay.
So this is
Okay.
how your this API endpoint looks like. Okay. If you have any application, there you can create your subdomain saying API, and there you can host your this backend API program there, and you can map to this subdomain, and from there you can access your resources slash customers, anything, any API and endpoints. Request response structure. Do we have here request response structure? So this is how you see your uh, request. If you are
So
sending from,
this is in REST API, bro?
yeah, yeah, this is REST
Okay.
API.
Okay.
So it is like a, if you are, if you go to your developer tools or
Mhm.
any postman, so there you will find all these details. If you go
Okay.
to Chrome developer tools, if I try to reload this page, okay, this is how you see. This is response. This is headers. So their server responded with all these things: access control, allow credential, allow methods, origin, all this cache control. They have security policy. They have content encoding. They are doing ggip so that their server takes less memory to process that request, and they have expiry,
So
and
basically, these we all see in Postman, bro, or
yeah,
where we can
it
see
is
these all in real time.
okay. In real time, it is from your server. Like if
Mhm.
you are configuring your server, their server will give all these responses. So
Okay,
for
so
example, if
we
you're
need to configure or like if we set up one time, so it will automatically calls itself.
some response headers are server dependent, like some some comes by default, and some developers they do more optimization. So there they you will see new response headers, like you can see pragma no cache. So they are doing some optimization here, and you can see expiry. So this is also, yeah, mandatory, so that they can expire their cache after a
Mhm.
certain, I mean, once this expires, exits. So that one, and yeah, cache control they have, so that they can here they are optimizing it. So it these these things, some are like a optimization modules. They are coming from their
Mhm.
optimization module. They have
Mhm.
STT access provider. They have some modules, and that module uh, sends these specific response headers. If you take some WordPress, some PHP website, their server have some specific modules like HTTP access, HTTP Apache HTTP server. So here, if you are doing some additional optimization like a mod rewrite, we have this security access control, read redirection. So if you enable these modules and this Apache web servers, they will add those headers to that response headers. So there you if you able to understand them, then you can easily identify which web server they are using. For example, if you go here, if you if if you go here, and if you're able to process these these things response headers, you can easily uh, what reverse engineer um, how this application built, uh,
Okay.
what type of server stacks they are using. So everything you
Mm,
can uncover like a detective. You can uncover their resources.
okay.
Even these hackers, they use all these things to hack any
Mm,
application. First they need
mm,
to identify how they built, then only they can target those resources. Okay.
okay.
Anything else? Okay.
It's a lot of information today, but we'll try to do it in real time, bro.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sure, sure.
Yeah.
So
Mm,
yeah, in next yeah, do we have tomorrow class? Are you available tomorrow?
yeah, I'm available.
Okay, if you are
Mm,
available tomorrow, then we can dig into REST API thing at a coding
okay.
level.
Okay.
Okay, and after
Okay.
that we can move to asynchronous programming. Okay,
Okay.
okay.
Do you want me to install anything before that?
No, no, it is totally basic Python only, so not
Okay.
required anything.
Okay. Okay.
Uh, after tomorrow class we will have this MongoDB, so we will
Okay.
see.
Sure.
If you
Yeah.
have
Yeah. Okay.
MongoDB, that is fine. Otherwise, you can get it.
I have installed, I think so, but I didn't set up that, but I have installed.
Okay, okay then.
Yeah, bro.